Have you ever stopped to think about the way you talk about yourself? Especially after the age of 65? The words you use, the stories you tell, they all have the power to shape how others see you, and even more importantly, how you see yourself. As we grow older, it's easy to slip into patterns of self-deprecation, but what if the way you speak about yourself could be the key to a more fulfilled, respected life? Picture this: you're at a social gathering, catching up with old friends or meeting new people. What's the first thing you say about yourself? Is it about how you feel weaker or more tired than you used to? Do you downplay your value or talk about how useless you feel now that the kids are grown and you're retired? These seemingly small remarks can leave a bigger impact than you might think, not just on others, but on yourself. Let's talk about why it's time to stop saying certain things about yourself in public, and, more importantly, how you can reshape your narrative to live a more positive, fulfilling life. 1. Don't talk about your weakness or powerlessness. Think of a time when you mentioned to someone how much your health is declining or how you can't do the things you used to. How did it make you feel afterward? Probably not very empowered. And the person listening, they likely walked away with a lasting impression of you as someone who's been defeated by life. Now let's flip the script. Instead of highlighting what you can't do, talk about what you can do. Have you taken up a new hobby recently? Enjoyed some quality time with family? These are the things people want to hear, and by focusing on the positives, you'll attract more positive energy. Instead of saying, "I can't do anything for myself anymore," try something like, "I'm finding new ways to adapt and make life easier." It's a subtle shift, but it'll make a world of difference in how you feel and how others view you. 2. Don't diminish your own value. It's easy to feel like your worth has faded once you've retired or your children have moved out, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Every phase of life brings new value, new purpose, and new meaning. Don't fall into the trap of saying things like, "I'm not as useful as I used to be." You are still you, a person full of experiences, lessons, and wisdom. Think about how you've grown throughout your life. You've accomplished so much, and that's worth celebrating. Instead of focusing on what you've lost, acknowledge the incredible life you've lived. Say something like, "I'm proud of what I've achieved, and I'm excited for what's next." That sense of value doesn't disappear with age. If anything, it deepens. 3. Don't overshare about your health. We all deal with health challenges as we age, but there's a time and place for those conversations. Going into too much detail in public settings can make others uncomfortable and leave them unsure of how to respond. Instead, keep things light. When someone asks how you're doing, find something positive to share. "I'm feeling good today and enjoying my time with friends" can go a long way in setting a positive tone. Save the specifics for family or your healthcare provider and focus on making your social interactions uplifting. 4. Don't complain about your age. Aging is inevitable, but constantly complaining about it can drag you down and the people around you. Think about how often you've heard, or maybe even said yourself, "I'm too old for that," each time those words leave your mouth. It chips away at your sense of vitality. Instead, focus on what age has given you wisdom, experience, and freedom. Saying, "I'm still learning and growing every day," not only shifts your mindset, but also allows others to see you as someone who's still evolving, not someone who's stuck in the past. 5. Don't dwell too much on the past. There's a fine line between reminiscing and living in the past. Of course, there's comfort in looking back on fond memories, but if every conversation you have is about the good old days, you risk missing out on the beauty of the present. Try to stay engaged in what's happening now. Talk about new hobbies you've picked up, books you've enjoyed, or trips you're planning. People are drawn to those who live in the moment, and by focusing on the present, you'll keep your conversations fresh and exciting. 6. Don't criticize younger generations. It's easy to look at younger generations and feel like the world has changed for the worse. But instead of complaining about kids these days, try to bridge the gap. Younger people have a lot to learn from you, and you might just learn something from them too. By fostering positive connections, you'll keep yourself open to new ideas and experiences. 7. Don't overexpose financial anxieties. Talking about financial concerns in public can project a sense of vulnerability that you may not want to display. Instead, focus on the things that bring you joy that don't require money. For example, you could say, "I'm making the most of what I have and finding joy in the simple things." This keeps the conversation light and positive, while still acknowledging the importance of mindfulness with finances. 8. Don't criticize or compare yourself to others. Talking negatively about others or comparing yourself to them only brings down the energy of the conversation. If you catch yourself slipping into this, shift gears. Instead of saying, "I can't believe they live like that," try, "Everyone has their own path and I'm focusing on my own happiness." It's not only a healthier mindset for you, but it also keeps the conversation positive and uplifting. 9. Don't share regrets in a negative way. Regrets are a natural part of life, but dwelling on them can drag you down. Instead of sharing your regrets in a negative light, talk about the lessons you've learned. I've learned so much from my experiences, and they've made me who I am today. People are inspired by those who've turned challenges into growth, and you'll inspire them by framing your past this way. 10. Don't deny your ability to learn and change. It's tempting to say, I'm too old to learn something new, but that mindset can limit you. Embrace new experiences, whether it's learning a new hobby, using technology, or staying active. Keep saying, I'm still curious and open to new things. By doing so, you'll keep your mind sharp, and others will admire your resilience and adaptability. The way you talk about yourself after 65 can have a profound impact on how you live the rest of your life. By focusing on the positive, embracing new challenges, and reframing your weaknesses as opportunities, you not only maintain your dignity, you inspire those around you. With that said, until next time, thanks for watching.